Hi, everyone, and welcome back to More to Life. We have been gone for a little while because there was more to life. So just forgive us on that, but we're happy to be back. And we are kicking off a 2-episode mini-series. And we are observing PCOS Awareness Month. And actually, we're recording this today, and it is September 1st. So I'm excited about this month and getting to bring awareness to something I want to learn more about, PCOS, which is Polycystic Ovary Syndrome. So today we have Nicolette, I was about to say Mamadou. It is not Mamadou, it is Roberts.
Yes.
Roberts. So I'm so excited to have her here today. Nicolette is my cousin on Lamar's side, and we have grown, our relationship has grown over the years, more like a sister now. And I just cherish our relationship. And I'm so happy to have her here today to educate us because she has PCOS, but she also is a health educator. So I feel like she has double fold, like the information that we need to know. And I'm just so excited about this. So Nicolette, glad to have you today. If you want to just tell us a little bit about, I told them you're a health educator, but what do you do exactly?
So I actually, my background is in public health, and I actually work at a children's hospital as a health educator. So I educate pregnant moms throughout their pregnancy and postpartum. So we're with the moms for the 9 months and then up until the age of 5. So I enjoy doing that. Like I said, my background is public health, and I am a community health educator. My goal is pretty much to educate people on different health topics or different subjects that people may have questions about. You'd be surprised how many people don't know different things, the little things that you think we would know, people do not know. So that's my job, to educate. Now, I will say I don't know everything, but I always tell everyone I will try my best to find the information.
Right.
So.
Y'all, she's great at what she does. I've sat in on, got to see her in action, outside of the Nicolette I know. So I'm excited to do this video, but she's good at what she does. And like she said, if she doesn't know the answer, she'll try to find it. So PCOS, I feel like that's one of those terms, like, especially as a lady, I've heard it tossed around. I even know a couple people who have it, but can you explain to us what is it exactly in a nutshell? Like, we know it's polycystic ovary syndrome, but what does that really mean?
So pretty much it's a hormonal disorder that women have where the ovaries become enlarged and many cysts lie on the ovaries, which causes a whole lot of different things.
We're gonna get into those.
We'll get into some of those. So with the cysts on the ovaries, it causes you not to ovulate. So when you don't ovulate, you're not producing the progesterone. I'm saying that wrong, y'all. I'm sorry. The progesterone. You're not able to produce that. So you have that issue along with a whole lot of different issues. But it's very interesting to me because a lot of people don't know what it is. I know we're gonna get to when I got diagnosed and everything, but even when I was diagnosed, I didn't get the proper information. I honestly, after I was diagnosed years later, I still didn't know what was going on. I just know it was PCOS. So it's good to do your research. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, before being diagnosed, did you even know what this term meant? Like, I don't remember hearing it. Yeah, okay.
I had a relative that had it, and she diagnosed me before I was even diagnosed.
Oh, okay.
But I was younger, and even for me, like, I started my cycle very early, which was very abnormal to me.
Okay.
But now the older I get, I realize it's a lot of people starting when I started. It's a lot, So she diagnosed me before my aunt, before anyone did, but I didn't know much about it. I just didn't know. I just remember her talking to my mom saying Nicolette has PCOS, telling my mom that all the time, but I didn't know much about it. My mom didn't either. So
right.
But and
that's crazy, because I'm just thinking about, like, when become of age and you start going to the big girl doctor, is what my mama said.
Yeah.
It's like even there, I might have seen a poster there or something, but no one was actually, educating, I don't think, me on that. So that we'll just move into, because you kind of touched on it and I want to hear more. The next question is, when did you begin your PCOS journey? So you can tag it to a year or age, and you've already told us, like, your aunt was kind of saying, I think you have this.
So I'm gonna tell you something that's crazy, and for the women out there that are listening that can relate, y'all are gonna say, oh my gosh, I know. Okay. So for me, I'm just gonna say it. I started my menstrual cycle at 8 years old.
Okay.
And even with 8 years old, I didn't know what a cycle was. My mom didn't tell me, and it's nothing against my mom. She just didn't tell me because I'm 8 years old,
Right.
And I just remember her calling my grandmother, and that's before cell phones and all of that. And she was like, is this supposed to be happening so soon? Is this supposed to happen now? And I don't know what my grandmother said, but she ended up getting off the phone, and she never really said too much more after that until I got a little bit older. Now I'll fast forward to, that was 8th grade. When I got into, I'm sorry, not 8th grade, I was 8 years old.
Okay.
So that was 3rd grade to be exact.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
We hadn't even started like the classes at school yet. Like that.
Yeah. I don't even know. And honestly, my mom, she didn't say anything else because it was just kind of like, am I supposed to tell her, the birds and the bees,
Right, exactly. Where do we go with this? Yeah.
So where do you go from there, So fast forward to 8th grade. For some reason in 8th grade, I randomly stopped having a cycle.
Oh.
And it would come maybe 1 month where it didn't come, but then it would come again.
Okay. Gotcha.
1 month where it didn't came, then it came again. I remember going to the doctor at 8 years old. The doctor was like, well, maybe we need to put her on birth control. And I'm like, birth control? I remember, and even 8th grade, now these 8th graders, they a little different.
It's a different breed now.
But back then, 8th grade birth, I'm like, I don't, and I'm my mom, I remember her saying, I just don't think that's a good idea, So we started the birth control to regulate my cycles. Okay. Now I noticed, fast forward to high school. Well, let's back it up. I had to stop taking the birth control. It would make me so sick. We just stopped.
Oh, okay.
So after a while, my cycle started to regulate.
Yeah.
And everything was just fine. After a while, once I guess throughout high school, I would notice, and I used to get so embarrassed about it. I'm so transparent about it now. I feel confident saying this now because I know what it feels like.
Right.
When I say this and how it affects other women. So I used to get this one hair right here. It would come, I would pull it, it would be right here. The same spot. And I'm like, why is this happening? Like, what's wrong with me? Is the stuff I would ask.
But that one until high school, right?
This was in high school. Okay. Yes. I'm just giving you the whole timeline of how long I've been dealing with this. So I pulled it, and one time I got it good enough. You know how you can get a hair and you get it and you just, it's the root.
Root and everything.
Yeah, so it never came back. So let me go towards college. So I noticed in college, my cycles were very irregular, I'm sorry. And they would hurt. I mean, how sometimes you have cycles, menstrual cycles, they hurt, but this was like, I couldn't get out the bed, hurt.
Right. Now I remember those days, like when your cycle would come, it's like a big, no, she's not well type thing.
No, it was really bad. And I ended up going to a doctor, and this was in 2015. I went to a doctor because my PCP referred me. Well, she was the first person who was like, maybe you need to go to a specialist, just to see
all the way to a high school for somebody, or college.
All the way to college. And nothing in my mind ever said PCOS. Now, mind you, all these years, my aunt was telling my mom, I think she might have PCOS, but she didn't say it every day or every time I went to her because she didn't know. But I just remember thinking back on her saying that. So so I ended up going to a specialist. The guy, it was a male doctor. I was already kind of funny about that. Nothing against male doctors out there, but it's just how I felt at the time. it was just like, well, yeah, you have, we're going to do a procedure to see what's going on and to see if I find anything. So then I did the procedure. This was in 2015. And they diagnosed me with PCOS because they actually thought I had endometriosis because I was bleeding, losing a lot of blood. I mean, I hate to be so vulgar, but I want to talk to everyone so they can understand, you know. So I was losing so much blood, I would go through like the big pads, like several within one day. It was scary. So we did the procedure. They diagnosed me with PCOS, and they was like, okay, here, take metformin. I'm like, okay, well, what is it? You know, like, what does this mean? Will I be able to have children? You know, will I?
Well, even
I don't even know what this is.
Like you had the proper education on it.
No, not at all.
Wow.
And because I think it's such an unknown. PCOS it's an unknown cause.
Right.
So there are a lot of people out there that really don't know. Even myself, I'm still learning about it as well. You know, it's different things that I love to learn. I love to hear other people's story. A few months ago, I put a post on Facebook.
Yes.
And I could not believe. So for the ones that didn't see it, I put up a post about how it is me living with PCOS, how I have certain symptoms. And it was just like God put it on my heart.
Weight loss, and with that one, like you were just down about that. But we could all relate. We could all.
And that's the thing with PCOS. The doctors will say, here's metformin, take a prescription. You just need to lose some weight. But it's just not that simple.
No,
it's not that simple. It's not that easy. So yes, and I'm just gonna think. So nobody really explained everything. And I know you have other questions too. So
no, you're fine. This is good stuff.
Okay. So they gave me the medication. I just started taking metformin. Now, for all you people out there that take metformin, y'all know it's no joke.
Right, I've
heard. You will be sick. So it was terrible. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I mean, I felt like I was about to die taking that medication. But I was like, okay, this is what I need. I need to be consistent. Yeah. So I made the mistake of taking it, and then it would make me so sick. I'd take it for 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, and I would stop.
Oh, okay.
So when you stop, you have to, but I still had those symptoms. I still had different things going on with me. And I was like, I know I need, this is what I said back then. I know I need to keep taking this. I got to do it again. I have to do it again. So I would start again, and then I would get so sick all over again. It's terrible. And I can't wait to hear when ladies, for anybody that does take metformin, they're going to know exactly what I'm talking about.
I've heard, I know some of my family members, they're going to watch this and be like, I know exactly.
It's awful.
I've heard.
It's awful. So it's just awful. But I know you have other questions. So I'll let you go on.
That's crazy. I'm just sitting here thinking about from the medical aspect, even at diagnosis, like at that point where you're diagnosed, I feel like someone should have been like, hey, this is a pamphlet or something, like this is what it's going to be like. Or
you know something, I really think that even still to this day, I don't think doctors really know. And I'm going to different doctors.
Okay,
because I know sometimes we all have our experiences with different doctors, but I've gone to different doctors, and they still kind of, it was one lady in particular, she was my favorite. I'm not going to say her name, but it was when I was in Nashville.
Okay.
She was the greatest. And I really can't even think of her name.
So but anyway, that's Nashville, ladies, and you need a doctor.
Yeah, in Nashville. She's at Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
And I can find her information. Yeah, she was great. She kind of broke it down a little bit better to let me know what was going on and why they gave me metformin, because in 2015 they gave me the medication. I didn't even ask. I just said, okay, I'm broke, let me get fixed. They gave me this medication. This is what I need to do. Right. You know, so, but she really explained that I have an insulin resistance. So some women may have the insulin resistance. Some women may have to where they have inflammation, or they have birth control. It's different types.
Gotcha. Okay.
So for me, irregular
different
cycles,
types of PCOS. Is that what?
It's different types. So for me, the irregular cycles. That was just one of the things that happened for me. Some women, they don't have that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So it's just interesting. She kind of broke that down for me. So I appreciate that. But you know, I always fear, you know, that I wouldn't be able to have children, or, you know, whatever the case may be. But, you know, God did bless me with my daughter. And you know, it's just so much. I do my research on the medication versus natural diets that you can do.
Well, that's what I wanted to get into. You've touched on this next question, and it is, what treatment did you receive or currently receiving? So I know you talked about metformin. Is that something you're still doing today? And then what are the natural things that you have, you know, found that help?
When you go to the doctor, they always want to say metformin workout, metformin exercise. Now you do, and honestly, that's something that I have slacked on. You know, I done gained some weight and I don't work out the way that I should. But sometimes with PCOS, and I'm not trying to make an excuse, you just sometimes get so much, you don't want to do anything. You feel so kind of stuck. That's just me. And I'm only talking about Nicolette's experience, you know. So, but
are you talking about like being tired? Are you tired or
being very fatigued? Very fatigued. But then I do realize this, when I do work out, it does give me that energy.
Gotcha.
It definitely gives me more energy. So I'll get in that rut to where I'm like, well, I can't do it. I'm just gonna lay here, you know. But then I have to remind myself, like, no, get up and just try to work out, you know. But working out does make a difference. And when you have PCOS, you're at high risk for diabetes, heart disease, and it's a lot of other health risks that you'll have by having PCOS. So working out does lower the risk of those, you know, those diseases. I do encourage, you know, working out. Also, it's been said that if you have the PCOS where you have inflammation, it's great to stay away from dairy products. I've heard that, you know, staying away from dairy or doing gluten-free diets. When you have PCOS, you crave a lot of sugar. I do. You have a lot of different cravings, and staying away from those sugars is a really good thing. That's something that I do. I try to stay away. Y'all don't see me baking and stuff as much as I used to. I gotta stay away from the sugars.
And we are really sad about that, but you know, we'll talk about that later.
So you really have to just stay away from those sugars and you know, things of that sort. But like I said, I'm still doing my research on ways that I can naturally do it. Now I am still currently taking my metformin, but I am hoping to wean myself off. And the reason I have still been taking the metformin is because of some of the symptoms that I have. It helps me not to have those certain symptoms, which we'll get into those symptoms as well.
Gotcha. Well, that's very interesting and helpful to know. And on to our last question for this episode. Y'all come back. This is good stuff. I'm loving this. Will you share some of the symptoms that you have experienced?
Yes, I will. This is something that I used to be really embarrassed about. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. So embarrassed. Like I would literally cry.
With age, I mean, I tell people all the time, like now I just tell it because we've had kids at this point. It's like nothing left.
I'm telling you, as soon as Nadia came out, it was just like everything just kind of changed.
I've just been exposed.
Right, and the legs up in the hospital, everybody just like, you just have to be transparent. You just have to. So for me, and I'm only doing this because I want people that sometimes I see videos of people talking about people with facial hair. I'm gonna start with facial hair.
Yeah.
So that's a symptom of having PCOS. And I want men to look at this video too. So you can be aware that some people are having, it's a hormonal PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome is a hormonal imbalance. You know, you just have to be really careful, which nobody has really never just like made fun of me or anything like that. I keep mine under control. I try to. It's not easy. But no, seriously though. So main symptom that I have is facial hair.
Uh-huh.
So it does grow in certain areas.
Yeah.
It's not something that I can control.
Right.
It's just something that comes with me having PCOS, that hormonal imbalance. Another and that goes back to when I said I was in middle school and I would have that one hair, and I'm like, women don't have hair on their chest, which I thank God is gone. There's nothing there now. It doesn't come. But I just remember that was so random. It would come every time. But that's one. Even having like hair on your belly is a sign. And I remember going to that doctor in Nashville when she looked at me, because I was just like, are you sure I have PCOS? You know, can we run some more blood work? Because I really don't even understand what's going on. So she reran it, and of course, you know, I did. And she was like, you do have symptoms like the hair, you know, like maybe like it's kind of like a fuzz. Yeah. Like it's not really just like hair, like eyebrow, but it's like a fuzz just going straight down the middle.
Interesting.
And then let's see, fatigue. I talked about that. Hard to lose weight. When you have PCOS, you can work out and do your thing. Somebody else doesn't have PCOS, y'all can do the same exact thing. That person is probably going to lose weight way faster than.
Interesting. And that's a part, is that a part of metformin too? Like, doesn't metformin make it hard to lose weight, or?
No, actually you lose weight when you
lose weight. Okay.
You do. And it's probably because you have to go to the bathroom.
Okay.
I don't know. That's what I said for the people that
take it.
Have they know.
I got you.
So yeah, you have to use the restroom a whole lot. And having acne, I've had acne. I've gotten it. You know, I used to use. I wasted money in middle school on and high school Proactive and all of that. Nothing against Proactive or any of those companies, but none of that stuff worked for me. You know, it wasn't until I got older where it kind of just got under control. And it's crazy because when I say I got older, some of my stuff that I've learned from TikTok, looking at like the TikTok skincare, it's been some of the best things that I could have ever came across.
Wow.
So and just doing different research has helped as well. But I know some women that they lose hair, severe hair loss, primarily in the center. Dark, so I guess in between the thighs, having dark patches. And one thing I will say, if you see someone with a dark neck, or if you have a dark neck, it's not dirt. You know, a lot of people. Yeah, I remember. I've never been. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I've seen that, and I always thought it was like we were told growing up that it was diabetics that would have.
Yeah. It can be diabetic, but it can also be PCOS as well.
Interesting.
So just, you know, sometimes that could be a symptom as well, having like not just around the neck, but having dark patches, having the dark neck or dark inner thighs. These are all just symptoms that some people have.
Interesting.
And I hope for someone that may watch this video, that they may say, well, maybe I might have some of those symptoms. Maybe I should just see if that's something that I have, you know, because it's good to control it. It's good. Right. You know,
and see, someone might just think that, oh, I've had this my entire life, or like I've had the dark patches, or it ain't nothing. But you educating them on that might lead them to be like, oh, this might be something I really need to look into. Yeah. Interesting. Very interesting. So another thing that you touched on, and I don't know if you would consider this a symptom or not, were you ever told that it would be hard to have children? Because you talked about how you were able to have Nadia, and what about that? Is this infertility or not?
So infertility for me personally, it was always, no one said you can't have children. They told me with having PCOS that the risks of having children are low.
Oh,
and the risk of not having children are you're at higher risk for not having children.
Okay.
So no one said, Nicolette, you cannot have a child, but I knew I had PCOS.
Okay.
So, and nowadays they have so many different procedures. And like I said, sometimes with PCOS people have miscarriages and different things of that sort. So I am blessed that I was, even if Nadia is the only child that God blessed me with, I'm just blessed to be able to say that, or just to be able to have her.
Right.
But like I said, they have a lot of different treatment. And like I said before, it's no known cause for PCOS.
Right.
I believe that a lot of people are just given metformin and a slip, you know, here's some medication, exercise, because I think people really don't know. Like I said in the beginning, I don't know everything.
Right.
I'm still learning.
Yeah.
I'm just here to share my story. You know.
That's good. I love this. Good. So that's all we have for today. But y'all tune in because next week I'm looking at what we have. So this is where we get into the nitty gritty. Like me and Nicolette have laughed over things people say and what they should not say. So we'll get on to that next episode, and also just encouraging those who do have it. Like life is not over. This does not mean like you can't have a normal, healthy life or life with children. Because I mean, Nicolette has that, and she has a good life, and not this little girl, her little mini me. Yeah, so next time we do want to spend time just talking about what not to say, and then encouraging those who may be on this journey as well. So anything you want to end with, or you got anything else?
I'm just thank you for the invitation. And like I said, so this month is September, PCOS Awareness Month. So just get on, listen, and maybe you can learn something. I would love for you to ask questions or even comments. Like I said, I don't know everything, but I'm always willing to learn. And I just thank you, Taylor, for inviting me.
No problem. So make sure you guys like this video, comment, share, and then hit Nicolette up. She's a good person to talk to. See you guys later.
Have a good one.